Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Two Exiles, One Portal. I am joined by my good friend Casper.
Yo, 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 yo.
I am your host, Mr. Coffee, and we're going to be watching the PoE2 gameplay walkthrough with Chris Wilson.
I think
From
it's actually
way
Ziggy D.
What happened?
I think it's Ziggy D.
Is it not Chris Wilson? It sounded like Chris Wilson.
It could be. I don't know.
I thought he always does these.
I feel like they've been hiring Ziggy D lately to do a lot of these commentary, voiceovers.
Am I out of the loop? Really?
I don't know. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong.
That would be interesting. Well, he has a very recognizable voice, so we'll know as we go along. Do they sound the same?
No, they don't sound the same, but
Is
I can
it
see why you confuse it too.
Okay. Well, we'll see, and then hope that we're not going through just like some weird stuff.
I don't think it matters, but it's like whatever. It's like at least it's not Morgan Freeman.
He wants his credit. We don't know that.
That's true. He's making that. He's making good money. He'll be fine.
He's making good money. He's developing PoE. We'll give him a supporter pack or two this season going.
For real. Just buy some stash tabs.
But yeah, we just wanted to take a look at these the updates that we've been given, the teasers, as in chronological order. So we're looking at the first one that came out, and then we'll look at the more recent ones later, possibly in a different video because this one's a little long. But I think we can go along and start it up.
All right, hold on. It's starting at 24 seconds.
So notice how different this looks like from the newer trailers. I understand that this is obviously because it's
This is 2 years old though. Yeah.
I would.
Wait. Did they just miss the waypoint? Like, how dare you not take the waypoint?
Wait, was there a waypoint there?
It looked like a
there
waypoint.
was?
Yeah, it looked like a waypoint. No, the reason why I think they're pausing here is because they're talking. See, look, there's a waypoint right there. They just kept walking. All right, we need to slow this down. Hold on, shit. That was quick.
So actually, that's this is what I hope it plays like.
God damn it!
This is so it's a lot closer to
Jesus.
PoE.
I'm not good at controlling this shit. All right, I'm gonna use my arrow keys and see that helps. God, the pause is so long. All right, this is 0.5. It happens too quick, so I want to make sure that we capture most of the movements.
So notice that the animations in this one are a lot smoother and shorter. Like, you see what I mean? Like that's why I think that the newer move is a weapon-based type thing.
I don't know.
I would much prefer this style of PoE, at least the way it looks like, because it looks like the animations are still shorter. They can be shortened even further. A lot of responsiveness in the system. Like, look at that pack size right there, dude.
Yeah. That's more reminiscent of what we know of Path. But I do believe. Fuck, I feel like this is 2 years old. We should know this information, but I believe that this is actually a level. This is like Act 2, so you'd be around level 15 to 20.
Okay.
Maybe it's Act 3, but I remember them saying it's Act 2.
You see, but did they? I wonder if they told us when the newer ones were in the acts.
No, they don't.
They just kind of released.
Yeah,
them.
they didn't say
Like,
shit.
hey, here's a little thing. Hey, look, it was a jeweler's orb. Why did
I don't know. I don't know who's playing this, but they're terrible.
It's a free jeweler, bro.
Now you're gonna pick up the chromatic.
I'm trying to see. Oh, I understand. Oh, okay. That's neat. So each time he uses that, it builds up the little thing, and then once he leaves the area, it explodes. That's actually pretty neat.
Yeah. I know I know it looks like the animation's slow, but I did slow it down. I want to go back.
This is half speed.
Like
look at that shit.
Yeah, it's fucking
That
fast.
This is why, like, I'm way more hyped for this than I am for the newer things that are coming out. This is so much like just an
I'm just
updated
gonna
version.
pause it for a second. I feel like it's just me, with it feel like too quick for Act Two. If it's indeed Act
Well,
Two,
where are we in Act Two? You just kill what, Mervale?
yeah, Act Two is the bridge, the what you call it, the
Yeah,
bandits. I mean,
yeah.
you use
Okay.
Flask, but they're not using Flask. They
He
just
is. His Quicksilver's out.
oh, I was haven't been paying attention. I'm gonna roll it back a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely using flasks.
Oh, I guess I missed the
Yeah, he used it right there.
yeah,
And
yeah, okay.
now there's
They just changed the animation then, and they don't see
yeah,
it no more.
you're not seeing the little floating thing
Mm-hmm.
that's normally there. This is something else. That looks like go back like 3 seconds.
The gold shit around you.
Yeah, I want to look at the buff.
It
Oh,
looks
cool. So that circle right there, that's onslaught.
yeah, still the same.
Yeah, at least the icon was. I like the thought of a movement skill to get out and a movement skill to get in
And that might be specific to weapons.
to the
Like
spear. Yeah,
yeah,
because I like that. I like that a lot.
that skill's dope.
You know what I just realized? Hold up, pause it. I just realized something very silly. I
What?
realized one of the things that could be a difference in how we perceive the game, and it's the UI.
Because we don't see it on the new trailers.
We don't see it on the new trailers. We don't know how many.
Well,
Because like here, you can see that the dude has what, one, two, three,
one.
five, six abilities.
Is that onslaught on his middle mouse? What is that?
Mm,
That's precision. That's precision.
yeah,
So he has one. Yeah, has a dodge and R. He has some three shit, which is I think is the one he steps back and throws the three spears.
yeah.
He
And then
has
he
the
has.
W, which is the jab 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 jab.
Mhm.
I don't know
Like
what
you see,
the right click is.
to me, this makes more sense because it's something familiar. I'm looking at it. I'm not really confused about is that an ability? Is that his auto attack? Like, because you're gonna have an auto attack, but as you can see, he doesn't
He
have
just
his
uses
balance.
R. Yeah, that's R right there. Wait, he just uses R. What does it do? It made him fly
That's
to
the
him.
dash, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So dash to hit though. It hits.
yeah, dash hit. And as you can see, if you notice, the dude can use it again already. Like way, that's a quick cooldown.
Yeah,
You could be moving with
that's
that
like a
skill.
leap. That's like a spear version of leap time.
Yeah, except you kind of have to have a target. It seems like.
Maybe.
Because yeah, it dashes directly to the target. See? Yeah.
I guess it's one way to scale it, as not as like a permanent movement speed, movement skill.
Right. My thing is, it's like the way that we play PoE, you probably just go
Oh
from
wait, I
pack to
want to see
pack.
that. I want to see that again.
Precision aura, maybe?
No, 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 no. The skill that he throws a spear on the floor and a bunch of them pop out.
Oh,
I don't know which one it is. Is that Q or is that?
I'm gonna guess his mouse click. Just a guess.
I didn't see no skill going to cooldown. There again.
Hmm.
What skill is that? Does it have a cooldown? Hmm.
Hmm.
So far, the only skill I haven't seen go on cooldown is his Q and
That.
his right click. And I'm
Yeah, I
assuming
see
that
it.
spinning shit is that spinning shit is his Q.
No, the spinning shit is the one that doesn't have a. Whoa, wait. Because look, go back 15 seconds. If you watch as he leaves that circle, the three arrows goes off. Yeah, here. So it goes over.
No,
Oh, is it? Wait, not that one. Not that one. Wait.
they
Oh,
threw it.
wait. Okay, yeah. Maybe
That's
he's using the skill to exit instead. Okay, so I had a false.
yeah. It's. I'm just gonna assume based on the way it looks that the Q is the spinning shit because it has the little three wheels,
Yeah.
and that right click is the one he throws it on the ground and they pop up,
Right. Okay. Yeah, I could probably see that.
and it doesn't have a cooldown, so I can see that
I
shit
wonder.
stacking like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I wonder what the his W is.
His W is the stab 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 combo.
Oh yeah. If they just made the
It
entire
feels
game like this, I would
the
feel great.
spear build so far seems very stick and move.
Yeah, very mobile.
There's the crossbow now.
Oh
quick,
yeah,
quick gear change.
I love like that is so interesting to see the links right there.
Yeah, I think it's time. I've never been a fan of the whole links thing, but I can understand the purpose of it. I
I
think
think it's what opens up the game, right?
I think it's what gives build diversity its thing. Um, but it also gatekeeps for a lot of players trying to find links and all that stuff.
True. There's
Like,
the I have known a lot of people that don't know the crafting bench trick.
yeah, I motherfucker, I just found out about that. I just
Oh
found out about
yeah.
the Chrome one to get the colors you need.
Oh no.
I'm 3,000 hours in. I just found out about that.
Yeah.
I was just stupefied. I was like, "Are you effing serious?" I've
Hold
been
up. Go back to that menu. I want to see that menu that he opened up. That
that's
looked awesome.
that's the
Yeah.
links to all his gear. You can easily access it, so you can swap out skills and support gems.
I like that skill. The I guess like the frost arrow, maybe the frost ballista arrow. I like that.
I'm not bitching and moaning. Oh, right there.
That
Fuck.
is damn it, so close.
I'm not bitching about it, but pause. So you see all his gear on his left and all the
And like
links.
look at that though for just a minute. Do you notice anything interesting?
The weapon has four different types of links.
It has 4 possible 6 links.
But I wonder if
The chest has 2 possible
so.
6
Does that
links.
mean that you can have
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6 links. Yeah, that's
no,
this what
no,
makes
no,
me
no, no,
like
no, 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 no? That wouldn't make
that.
sense. I think because
That would be like so cool, bro. It'd be so fucking cool. Can you imagine how fucking powerful you'd be? You'd be so strong, bro.
okay, hold on, let me see. Okay, they don't hover over each
Oh hell
skill.
no. They don't want to give away that much. They don't want us to be able to dissect the game from a 2-year-old trailer.
It's funny because I'm sure people have done this already. We're late to the fucking
Oh
party, man.
yeah, we're real late.
We're late
I
to the
know.
fucking party. But what reason are we doing this? Because we want to compare it to the new ones to see because what have they changed in 2 years?
Something felt different when with the new ones. A lot feels different, and it feels like their original promise to like because this right here, I was saying earlier, the way that the game looks in this state would make me like completely fine with PoE2 if the rest of the game played like this with these new mechanics.
It's much quicker, but it's Act
Much
2.
quicker.
Yeah, it's
And
Act 2.
it's Act 2. It's pretty enough, right? Like it's not crazy through the roof. I think the only real thing that might have changed is what lighting. Like if we're being real, maybe they added a few more polygons.
All right, so I see precision. I see dash. On his glove, he has dash, which is his
Oh
R.
shit! Actually, dude, fucking genius. Look at you. Fucking armor-piercing bolts, dash, incendiary bolts, permafrost bolts, precision,
Wait,
rapid assault.
where do you see that?
Right there. If you look where he's hovering over the gem.
I'm. Where?
The
How?
gem. You see how he? Wait, where are you paused?
I'm on 510.
Okay. So is he no longer hovering over the lesser multiple projectiles?
He's hovering. He's dragging it to the
Okay, so
skill
go
gem.
back to like 1 second because you want to be at the part where he hovers over it to select it.
Okay. 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 Armor, dash, incendiary bolts, permafrost, rapid assault, spear field. Hmm. Oh, that's the one with the spear. So he
I
must have
think
his spear in the He must have it still in the his gear.
it might be on the different. I wonder if you can have a spear in one hand and know what's it called in the other.
Fuck. I wanna. So here's my theory. I I hesitate because you see those little arrows with the dash.
Yeah.
I wonder I
Oh,
wonder if those are like swaps. But they're not swaps. You know why they're not swaps? Because they're in the skill bar right now. I get the feeling that some of those spells are in his skill bar right now of like the ice shot and fire shot that he has. Um, at
dude,
the
I'm trying so hard to get to 509 and I just can't. I can get to 510 and 58 and 57, but I cannot get to 509. It won't let me pause where you're paused. Dude, what the it actually won't let me pause where you're paused.
5'9", 509 right now.
I know. But for me, where you paused is 510 because it's responding to our latency.
Okay, so let me go back to 506. I'll play it. I'm gonna pause it right on time. Ah,
I'm on 511 now.
yeah, no, I couldn't. You want on 10?
On 509.
9. All right.
I want to see. I'm trying to see the links.
Oh, that's bullshit. I actually did
Oh wow, this is
509.
509, but it doesn't look like 509. It must be 510. Hold up here. Wait. Don't.
What the? All right. This thing is playing tricks. It's playing tricks. Hold on, dude. What the fuck?
I
All right,
love this. This is hilarious.
all right, ready. Poop,
Maybe.
poop.
Oh, you got it. To me, you got it. Did you not get it?
I don't know. Do you see it? I'm
I
not gonna
do.
keep. We'll be here all day.
So he has the spear. I'm wondering if his spear is in the offhand. Wait, spear. Yeah, I'm wondering if that's in his
What's
offhand.
it called? The spear?
The spear field.
What does it have any
I don't think it'll show us any of the
Because I
supports that
see
are.
I see something here. What is the letter for onslaught on the skill bar? What do you know what that is? It O?
Wait, what?
You know the little letter that shows up on the skill whenever it has a support gem on the skill bar on the right bottom corner? Alright,
No.
I sound like I'm an idiot. Yes. If you look at the right bottom corner where the skills are,
Uh huh.
you see there's this little blues and greens
Oh yes,
and
yes,
there's
yes, yes,
letters.
yes.
I'm trying to remember which one had the O for onslaught. If it's O or if it's something another letter. Because I see on his armor, there's two skills. There's one of them
Uh,
looks like a spear being
yeah.
swung.
Give me a second. I will check right now. I'm gonna open up PoE. I'll tell you right now. I'll have to buy an onslaught gem, but I think I have enough currency to buy an onslaught gem.
Um, I want to say that this is like swapping out different skills, but I don't think that's the case. I think that the weapon itself just carries four different links, which would make it pretty fucking insane to if you think about it. Because
I
even
think the 4 different links there are for the 4 different arrows.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, so are they
Okay.
trying to increase build diversity by giving you more than one main attack to scale? But that why would you want to do that? Because then you would have to scale ice, fire, and shrapnel. Most people scale one type of skill because that's how you can maximize your more overall damage. Even if you run across something you can't kill because all you do is fire damage, you get fire penetration damage. Or you just
Yes.
don't run that map. That's what most people do.
Fair. Okay.
But if they're giving you the ability to, you could 6'5" or 6 link, not for nothing, dude. Not for nothing.
That's a lot.
But necromancers are gonna be pimped the fuck out
It's gonna be cool.
because that's one of the biggest issues with necromancers, that you just don't have enough links.
Is Onslaught not a support anymore?
I didn't take it out.
Because I know you can get it on some stuff. As a matter of fact, I have things that give me Onslaught on kill.
It's a green support gem, but they might have took it out. Maybe they took it out for Crucible. I feel like they took it out for Crucible.
Did they?
I feel like they did. Because remember, this is 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, huh? Yeah, I don't see Onslaught. I might be fucking Stoops.
You're talking to Liddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, then they took it out for Crucible. I remember the patch notes. Yeah.
Hail for mark on hit, barrage, withering touch, wild toxins, cluster traps, cast on down.
You typed it in?
Yeah.
Yeah, they took it out. They took it out. Yeah, I remember now.
That's kind of interesting. Okay, so I guess I don't know what can bring Onslaught then.
Alright, anyway, let's move on. But yeah, loopers. This would be crazy for loopers too. Or any cast on crit skills.
Yeah.
Because if you can link all of these skills to cast on crit, dude.
Oh yeah. That would be.
If that's, they're gonna break the fucking game.
Dude, it's gonna be so fantastic, dude. I'm so ready.
Alright, let's continue. I got 18 more minutes or some shit. We'll try not to pause no more. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen this already, I don't know. You've been living under a rock. Or if you're just new to Path in general, like, welcome.
Do not insult our rock living audience.
Our Patricks.
Our Patricks, yeah. Don't insult them. They're cool. You're welcome here. Don't worry, it's fine.
It's not a spoiler. All I'm trying to say is not a spoiler.
But what I was noticing inside that other screen is I'm thinking that you might be able to like add and subtract slots of stuff.
So what's the gimmick with the crossbow? It just does more damage, just less attack speed?
It looks like you're planted when you're using it. So
it's a bow. You got to like stand still for a bow. You can't do it when you run.
But it seems that like you can have different ammo in it, and I think the ammo itself is the ability. You know what I mean? So it's giving an entire like. It's not necessarily like. I doubt that it's one of those things where I can run just like lightning arrow in this, because it's a crossbow. It doesn't take arrows. It takes bolts.
Lightning bolt.
Right. Like, so it's one of those things where I think they're adding, that would be just like an addition to that kind of thing where it's just...
So spells that can only be used with a crossbow and a bow. They're going to add that modifier.
Right. And it looks like
melee.
It looks like a lot of these automatically pierce, because then again, it could be... could be the fact that he has links on them. Because, we obviously saw that the dude has fucking 50 gems installed, so. Dude, I like that animation, though, of creating the ring for you to fight, and you're stuck in that shit. That is actually cool as fuck.
I like the fact that he's using a spear. The enemy. Mm-hmm.
It's just so cool.
But so he just found this. Boom, he swapped it out. Whoa! Did you see that?
What? That it granted a skill?
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it over. See if you catch it. All right. Did you see it?
Wait, the gems swapped over.
Yeah. He did not have to swap out the gems. It just took it.
So wait, I wonder if the gems are now, or your gem slots are now slotted, or now tied to your actual weapon slot.
I would have to assume, but then that would mean is it class specific? Because how do you determine how many slots I have on my weapon?
Maybe, I don't know.
He didn't go into skill. He didn't even check his links. I'm assuming the links are the same. But then
right.
He has 4 green.
Maybe because he swapped over to the same base or weapon type?
I don't know, dude, but let me just go back. I didn't want to do this, but let me just go back.
Go back again.
So, look. That's 4 green.
Yeah.
His crossbow is all 4 green. But when you look at the links, when was this? We're at 750? All right.
I believe you're going to be looking for 509.
If you look at this, what the fuck is the shenanigans here? He has blues and he has reds and blues. Like, what the fuck? It's 4 green.
Well, no. So the main,
green.
Yeah, 4 green main skills.
So how do you get the support green blues then?
Now you see the thing that you brought up on the right.
Yeah.
With the little arrows.
Uh-huh.
I think that with an item or something like that, you can literally just unlock a piece, and as you level up, you get more of them. So you choose where your links are. Again, no real information concrete, but that's what my brain just makes, puts there. Gate mechanism.
Yeah. That's they need a better word. Door. A fancy written all fancy.
I like the shit happening in the background, by the way. The dude's literally gonna leave an alk on the floor.
Yeah, for real. Clearly they're not in it to win it.
Clearly they told you not to pick up anything and to show off the loot being there. Dude, I like that. The fire skill right there, that is awesome. Actually awesome.
That random rock try to kill him.
Yeah, it looked like there's like an environmental thing where they're like springing traps on you and shit. Wile E. Coyoteing your ass.
So now, his regular skills now all got turned into our ballistic artillery shots instead of just regular shots.
I think that it's just the main 3 things that you're seeing here, which would be explosive, ice.
Yeah, but so depending on the crossbow you have, if it's a regular crossbow, it shoots straight. If you have an artillery crossbow, it shoots upward.
Well, I think I don't know if it's I think it might be the base.
Yeah, the base changes the way it attacks.
It grants a skill.
But the fucked up part about it now. The fucked up part about this is now, you kind of feel like a gimp now with a bow because the bows don't do that shit. Bow just shoots regular.
Well, you don't know that. And you can. You have Arrow Nova and the other one that makes it to where you can do this. But it's on the support skill. It's how Toxic Rain works.
Yeah, but this is just a base of a weapon that changes the overall attack pattern.
Mm-hmm. But I'm wondering what they're going to do for the rest of the things. I'm curious. I'm really upset that he didn't hover over that wand. Because if he had hovered over that wand, I could have gathered a little more
This feels
intel.
like this what he's doing here feels more like
Like PoE.
path vanilla path
Mm-hmm.
with a like makeover.
Yeah,
What the new trailers look like, it doesn't look like path.
it looks like Diablo.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, but I don't really. Is that igniting her? But she doesn't have an animation that shows she's ignited or that she's bleeding.
She's definitely losing health. Maybe some kind of like, all right,
Wait, is that her animation or is that a bleed? Nah, I don't think that's a bleed. That's her animation.
yeah, it's definitely hard animation. Like insanguinate.
Yeah. Oh, and she stopped bleeding out anyway.
Well, she's in a phase.
Mm-hmm.
She's invulnerable.
Mm. Mm. Oh, he got fucking
He has to kill all
slapped.
the. Nah, she's taking damage. Nah, she's bleeding. Look, she's bleeding.
Yeah, it's a huge bleed.
How do you pronounce that? Perennial.
Perennial. Yeah.
Uh, not
I
liking
would
the.
be so cool with this visually.
Not liking the. Not liking the look of the gear. Kind of looks goofy.
All gear looks goofy in the beginning. And like as we talked about, this was supposed to be like level 15 to level 20. Yeah, makes sense. Everybody looks like shit at that point. That's why you put on MTX.
I meant more like the art style or
Mm.
what they're trying to go for. It's like a Robin Hood, like a weird Robin Hood look.
You don't like the aesthetic.
Yeah, it's kind of. It's not doing it for me.
I'm thinking it's maybe because of where you are. It is like really desert-y.
Gotta admit, man,
You
the
know,
I don't know if it just has anything to do with the new engine or whatever, but Storm Spear. Hey, they fucking quick with it too. Just swipe.
yeah,
Come on, let us read it.
they don't want to, obviously. But then again, they just want us to pause. They want to, get us engaging with the video. And here we are like dicks trying to, pick apart every fucking like 2 frames.
Well, it's the devil's in the details, I guess, when it comes to this shit.
Yeah.
They say a picture's worth 1,000 words, so what the fuck is a video? A million words?
Mm-mm. Way more. Because a picture is nothing more than just like 60 frames per second. It's a lot of pictures.
Right. I don't. I keep asking myself this: is what we're seeing here only possible because of the new engine, or is the engine allowing them to?
I am thinking that this is the old engine.
I feel like that's what it is.
I'm thinking that what we're looking at now is the current engine of PoE.
And you might be right. I think it's the whole backwards compatibility thing of like
Then what
the
MTX?
new looks in the old engine.
Yeah. But now when you look at, we'll get there. We'll get there. Like, because even here, where you're looking at the lighting, it's not the same kind of quality.
I look. I'm just gonna pause here for a second and look at the
What the fuck is that? That just blew my mind right now. I don't know what those fucking dashes and shit mean anymore, dude.
40.5 miss DPS.
Uh,
I don't know. I don't know what those are.
why wouldn't the ones up top have it? I don't know, dude. Wait, hold the fucking phone. No, okay, now you can use a spear and a shield. That's awesome.
Yeah. Alright, so he's taking Storm Spear and he's putting it into his gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Did the
Wait,
number change?
yeah. Go back. I have to see that. I wasn't. I was following the mouse cursor.
It did.
It did.
Episode 1-1. So that's DPS. Look,
It is
45, 56.
Yep. Okay. So new UI when it comes to the DPS.
But why? So these are
I'm
support gems then? Oh, you know why it doesn't show?
Why?
Because these are arrow gems.
And he's holding a speed. Wait, what? No.
He's holding a spear. These are arrow gems slotted into these. These are the same ones that were when the artillery thing.
No.
Yeah. I remember the way they look.
Oh, yeah, they are arrow gems. Okay, so he is going back and forth. And the slot itself is the thing that stays the same.
And yeah, the slot, these stay the same no matter what weapon is in. It seems like you have 4. All
You have 4 for weapons
for
regardless.
2 and 2. 2 in shields, 2 weapons. And if you have a 4-handed, you have 4 slots.
Yeah, 4, 2.
I mean, you know what I mean. Yeah, but 2-handed, you got 4 slots. That's it.
Okay. Interesting.
That still raises a lot more questions, but does that mean you can have 2 6-links in one weapon?
I'm assuming so, yeah. Think about it.
That's double.
The
No
dude
matter
already-
what, that's
the dude
double.
Basically did, yeah. No, yeah, but the dude basically did. What I think they're trying to do.
I just want to say.
Mhm.
Go back a little bit. This hits me right in the nostalgia. Like it hits me right in the nostalgia. Right there, that one. Pow. That is a very, very classic D2 move. Thunder Spear. Where you throw it, it hits, and it spreads out like that.
I like that. Oh, whoa.
That's
Please
dope.
show that again. I want to
dope.
see that fire shit again. That is sick.
That shit. Then you got it. It's so funny how the relationship between D2 in this game.
Trying to borrow enough from it while
Oh, it's a combo skill.
Yes. He threw another one through it, so
And
it spread out.
it made it bigger. Look, 1, 2.
Yeah. That's just cool.
Fuck borrow. They straight up like we could do this shit. We could do it better.
Because this shit look like, dude. Now with the new engine, I think I'm like, because look at the animations, right? I see that they're kind of pausing.
Hold on, where'd that meteor come from?
What? Where?
The meteor fell.
I was watching the charge.
right here.
See, charge move.
Right there. Boom. So
I think that caster on the bottom right.
is that what it was? Yep, you're right. Yep.
But you see, this is the thing, right? Like, if some shit happened, like, notice that you can change the
Bro, it's just got a end game unique.
plan. He was like, when you're gonna kill this monster, you're gonna get this. What? Does that mean yeah, dude?
What I missed?
So he got a unique spear that when he dashes, he gets more projectiles for projectile skills, which is from that unique spear. But I like, if you notice, each of the spear throws is not the same length. He's charging it. You see? There's a wind up. I don't think, because there are times in which that doesn't happen in that speed. Like, I think he's doing that second one took longer to charge. He charged that one even longer. So I think he's charging to get max damage here. And I think that might be something for spears. Dude, that sprint, that's cool. Don't ask me why I think that's cool. But, like, this looked awesome.
The only thing we haven't seen here is the toggle of the walk and run that we see in the new ones that we'll point out afterwards.
Yeah, and again, I think that's just because of the way cutscenes work in the way that they released it. Because it looks, because if you notice I'll show you when we pull it up, but it looked like when you're walking off the beach and she's about to say her voice line, she's walking. And then you run up the stairs, and then when she's about to say something to the dude, she walks again. And the dude walks from the opening, like the little tiny cutscene of him getting on the beach, and then when you get to like control, I think it just starts running again.
Based on
So
what
I
you're
think
seeing so far, you think this melee build is better or the monk shit? It's not
I
much the monk shit, but
I don't know if it's better. I would go with I would prefer to play this. This seems more like my style of gameplay because it's and and the thing is, if you notice, this looks extremely similar to what we saw. We just aren't. We saw that slam move. We saw the dash to the person move, and there was one more that I just saw. The person just used that I know I saw in the other trailer. See if they use it again. Like, and I don't think they were showing off that move, the stabby stabs.
mm-hmm.
That, and I think the new trailer didn't really emphasize any like elemental effects with the new one they released.
Other than the mage.
The one slam.
Well,
That
the thing the one slam the monk has is the electric,
right, and
which
I'm
I don't
wondering
even know if it's electric. It just looks electric.
it looks like a kinetic blast, maybe. You see, like again, I know I keep bringing this up. If the game looked like this when it comes out, I'd be so fucking happy. This would be enough for me. The engine overhauls and that they put in, I feel has forced the game to lose something.
The so far what I'm seeing though is that I can see the ground. Maybe it's still early on.
Maybe it is still early on.
There's still not a lot of pollution, floor
True.
pollution.
So now we can move on to the other ones. We didn't take that long, did we? Maybe a half hour?
Yeah, just about.
Oh,
All right, so we should see which one which one is this one? Yeah, this one. This is the.
All right. So notice. So now we notice that when he starts walking up the stairs, because he is walking up the stairs, I don't think the guy has control here because he's walking up to do a voice line.
Let's unpause it. See what happens.
If Edziri could
See,
see this
once he
now,
stops, he gains control
disgusting.
and then gets to running, and I don't see him walk at any other point in this video.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna run it back because this is a short video, so it's a minute long. I'm gonna put it in half speed.
So you see, he walks up, walks directly to the middle of it, stops, and it looks like he get the player gains.
All right,
control.
I'm just gonna have I have to highlight because I get bad at shit like this. Look when the moment the character stops. Look at his skirt.
Oh, I know.
Like what? That's some kung fu shit.
Yeah.
Like excessive movements just shakes the entire gear. Like.
yeah. Like he's swinging his hips to make it happen.
I wonder why they chose not to show the UI. Oh, okay, we have to point that out. Damn, we have to point that out. So that skill where he punches the creature that's highlighted gives him a power charge, which then empowers his next attack and consumes the power charge.
I don't know if it's empowering the next attack. It empowers that one move. It's the only thing I think it enables this one move. I don't even think it powers it up. It could
be enabling. Yeah, it could be enabling. Like the requirement to use that move, you must have a power charge.
Right. Because notice he never uses that slam when he doesn't have a power charge.
Right. This I think trailer is so fucking short.
It really is.
But see this this play. I'm gonna play it again. This is a family channel. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it normal, and there's a it has a different feel than the last trailer.
It really does. But even this, I feel like based on the mage gameplay and based on this gameplay, I'm thinking I'd rather play this. It seems that the animations are a lot shorter. It seems that you're not stuck in so many animations, and that leads to more of the gameplay that I would be used to. But when we look at the mage that in a little bit, like it just looks like you're so stuck all the time.
It's I don't know. Yeah, I'm
This,
worried. I already expressed this a bunch of times, but I mean not on this video, but I'm worried that the animations in the mage will be
ruin the class.
Yeah, we'll point it out after this. I'll play this one more time and then we'll move on to the major one.
One thing I do notice is they did not double down on the whole bunch of cancelable abilities that they were saying, that Chris Wilson was saying in the last video that he wanted to do.
What do you mean by cancel abilities?
If you notice that in the last video, the walkthrough trailer, the person was able to cancel a lot of abilities to start another one in the beginning. And I haven't noticed any of that here. All the animations play out.
Oh, like you can cancel it shorter.
Right. So the other one, the other gameplay
That reminds me of like some we've talked about this a lot of times, guns.
Oh my god.
Where you finish the animation so you can start another one. And you do that a lot of times where you stacking damage over and over and over. That to me is it's an unintended consequences of things like this, and I prefer for them not to do that, because then it turns into, instead of being a game where you use the skills as intended, you turn into how fast can you click in order to do maximum damage, and then it just becomes a different game after that.
But I feel like Guns was a very different situation because of how many things that you can cancel. But that's a conversation for a different day. Go back to the beginning real quick. I want to bring this up.
Oh, the walking shit?
Yes. So notice.
Walk.
Notice it wasn't that looks like pathing, right? Runs, gets up here, about to say the voice line, walk, auto pathing, you get control, and then you see? I don't think that there's a walk in this one. I think that's just how they are expressing.
All right, there's a lot to talk about here. So
yeah,
I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna slow. Okay, slow.
I do have to say I like the staff that she's using. I think that looks really cool. And notice the entire aesthetic of the last video is gone.
Mm-hmm.
So
the depth, the level of depth in this video compared to the first video is day and night.
Oh yeah, it's astonishing. It's astonishing how much they were able to pack into this area and how much detail, and it just looks so good.
The slight subtleness of the attacks is very. You have to pay very close attention to how she uses the attacks. See right there, boop, boop, dodge, and then look how she throws the spark on the floor.
Right, she's tossing it on the floor. Yeah.
It's very subtle.
To be fair, the animation for the Frost Nova, I believe, is spot on. I couldn't get.
And then whatever this, whether it's Frost, what's it called, Orbital Storms or whatever it is not attacking creatures. It's charging up her attack
and allowing it to just like one tap shit.
Yeah.
At least in it's a power boost is the assumption with that. How much it'll be is,
And then the Frost Nova is now stunning.
You get a stun. I don't see any like force.
This is what's scary. This is what the most scariest shit I've ever seen.
Oh god. I don't even understand how we can talk about this properly while getting our actual reason for why this is so scary, like, properly explained.
Just how many? Let's just check how many seconds it takes. That takes a solid second maybe
Yeah.
two, maybe a solid second, maybe two to do that little
I don't
twirly,
know.
twirly shit.
I would go with like maybe a second and a quarter at max. I think that's not. I think
That's look at the charge on that attack.
it is a long start.
Look, it's just one, and then why is
Now,
she twirling? Why?
did she? I'm actually curious if she got hit. Because go back.
Well, that was the main point that I brought up earlier about are you invulnerable during this casting? Because when you do leap slam, you are not invulnerable. You can get hit, and if I'm stuck in that animation, I'm getting blasted.
Look right here.
I know, like people listening to this might be like, "Well, don't fucking do it when you got people around you."
Right here, where she's winding up. Boom. It did that hit and do damage. That's why I think it's important that they showed the UI.
Yeah, because there's no way to tell.
If I have gotten hit right there at the startup of that animation where I'm supposed to be basically in like a dodge, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Because I know for a fact a random shape or something is gonna one tap me for that.
Slow it down anymore.
Yeah, it is a very quick animation, and I hope that you can speed it up even further.
Right there.
Because if you can,
Look though.
right
Boop.
there.
Yeah, technically that should have canceled your fucking cast.
So, hold up. Take a pause. Don't pause. No, pause. If we think about this, if we had the map modifiers, extra crit and crit multi,
You're dead.
and Fizz as extra chaos, that is a one tap.
Yeah,
100%.
like being locked in that animation, for a whole entire second kills you.
Can you think of something other than, you know, the weird rainbow beam that Alex was using this league? And like the lightning tendrils, basically anything that roots you in place while you're channeling it, any other skill that locks you in place for anywhere near that long, or locks you in an animation for nearly that long.
Most stuns kill you. And the reason they kill you is because they lock you in place. They either lock you in place on top of a like a, I don't know, a pool of shit. Yeah, some kind of degen. And then if there's modifiers on a map and you're doing a tier 16 map,
and then 5 things hit you at once for 1/5 your health.
Yeah, like some shit's gonna fly at you and hit you. So if your main skill is one of these, and you're constantly stunning yourself, especially what you're doing, you're stunning yourself for a whole second because you're locking yourself into this animation. This is not going to be viable.
I feel like you may be able to get some viability out of it for like, if like you're in a boss room and you're starting the fight and you know where the boss will be. I think you might be able to lead with that to maybe stack like chilled on it or some shit. Put it on chilled ground so you get some extra damage somewhere. But I can't imagine,
because it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. It's just
gorgeous.
What
As a matter of fact,
fuck?
could we see that in actual full speed real quick? Just the meteor crash, because with us watching it so slow, I want to make sure I understand the time frame. Yeah, dude. Holy shit. With move speed on a map modifier, you're fucked. You're never hitting that. You're not hitting that against anything that starts on your screen.
And compared to the other skills, which are faster,
way faster. And then notice that even like your auto attack here, because again, I'm not sure
she's
if
being hit. She's being hit a few times on this first
Hold
one.
up.
One.
Yeah. My question is oh my god. Hold on. Now, right where she starts running to the door, slow it down. Like as max as you can. Quarter speed if possible. Because I'm curious about the auto attack that's happening. So, flippy trick. I think she actually gets caught twice there. But now look at who gets hit by these, right? First one hits that
One,
person.
2, chain.
I think that's arc.
No, I think it's just
Yeah.
it has built-in
No.
chain, maybe.
That's arc. Yeah, that's 100% arc. And you know me, bro. I've played arc builds. I that's arc.
So you tell me from the very beginning she's not using auto, she's using some kind of arc.
She's not using an auto attack, and she has been using arc, spark, the frost nova, the meteor fall.
Would make sense because the default attack is not a lightning.
Right. So I'm less fearful now for the class and what that means to be a class.
Can you see her underwear? I'm sorry, I'm a perv.
That's what you went for. So now you gotta go back.
I'm sorry. I'm just. Yeah, you can see a crotch. for the research. For the research, guys. Come on.
So
Grow up.
I want her to use another arc.
Yeah, right there.
She did 1, 2, 3. So that arc only changed 3 times.
That's basic, probably. It's a basic arc.
I think arc's supposed to change 4 times right now, but I don't know. We'll see.
How did we miss that?
And Orb of Storms. I wasn't thinking.
So is this a powered up arc then?
This is, yes. It's like Orb of Storms is giving you more lightning to throw as you're using arc, which is interesting. I'm okay. I'm a little bit more okay with that now because I don't know if you remember earlier. I was like, dude, I want to see a skill I recognize. This is definitely a skill I recognize. I'm wondering what that's going to look like with like 150 to 190% attack speed or cast speed.
She's getting hit so many times with this animation.
Oh yeah, dude. But then again, that's fucking mages in the early game. Now that I think about it, you get capped and fucking hit all the fucking time until you can just start one-shotting everything. Dude, that fucking animation's so slow. That's gotta be sped up with gear and shit, dude. There's no way it stays this slow.
But imagine using a skill more than once. Like once a minute, maybe. You're talking.
Wait. Hold up. What if you just what if the meta next game, I guess, would be the way to, because the next sequel. But what if you could just use that ability over and over and over and over and over and over, and you're just gonna fucking jumping back and away throughout the entire map?
Well, the problem is that most situations you're going to be in an arena. So
and then you're running in circles. Or backwards circles.
I don't think you can control.
I think it's always. If you notice, I think she's always
opposite.
jumping away from where the thing is landing from her. Yeah. So you just use it behind you constantly, and you're just kind of just like boop 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 boop. Maybe.
I don't know.
With and then think about this, with 200% attack speed. So it's twice as fucking fast, and you're just zooming.
It's.
We're gonna have to find out, but
yeah, we're gonna have to find. They're probably gonna release more trailers.
They should. They're building the hype up real nice right now, and it's
almost approximately a month from now.
I have just noticed that
now the beta is going to be open to everyone.
Is it?
If I'm not mistaken.
If that's true, I'll be all up in that fucking beta.
I think it's an open beta.
If it is, I'm gonna be all up in that beta.
Which is is that almost the same as I guess it's not gonna be a league. It's not gonna be a league. It's gonna be a pre-league.
It'll be beta league. But
let me check that. I'm gonna double check that.
I'm really curious how all of this is going to function with cast speed, I'm wondering how there's just so much. There's so much I'm hoping they don't change, and there's so much I'm okay with them changing. And I don't.
So in 41 days, they're going to do the Exile Con live stream, which we'll be covering. And part of that is they're going to release another teaser. Oh no, Agorat teaser and Nagamasaki teaser is what they've already released. But they're gonna look like they're gonna let's see. No, that's wait, what the fudge? So
That's
they're
the
gonna
last trailer that we're getting?
Yeah, I think that's it. That's all we're getting. We're gonna get an official trailer, which I don't know if they released it yet. They're gonna release a gameplay preview, another one, and they're gonna do
Okay.
a second trailer alongside what they've already released.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully we'll be able to draw some more conclusions from that, because I want to see what the UI is turned into.
Mm-hmm. I think that's
I
gonna
want
be
to
a
know.
big indicator.
I want to know. You know what? I'm just gonna be real honest. I want to fucking see the passive tree. I don't care if you show me anything on it. I don't even care if you give me anything on it. I want to see it. I just want to see the layout. If I want to make sure it looks good, and if it looks like, dude, I talked myself into worry earlier today, and I've already talked myself out of it. I'm hyped.
How do you feel about the logo?
I like it. I don't know. I'm curious what those fucking symbols are.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it gives me Diablo vibes.
Fair. It is an ARPG, but it also
do you see the top the top of the hammer that they nail?
yeah.
So Diablo 2 had the same thing on both sides, like this. I don't. Maybe it's on purpose. Maybe they're like they looked at it and realized that no, we need to make this a little different. It's too much like Diablo. It gives me Diablo vibes though. The whole fire, crimson, brimstone type shit.
I do get you, but I feel like the aesthetic doesn't match.
See, I was fine with this. I was with it with this.
I think this one looks so cool.
Yeah, I think I was like, yeah, and then it turns into this shit, and it's just like, oh wait, this is righteous. Kind of feels like Innocence.
Well, if you go and look, the out part looks like Innocence, but the inner part looks like Kitava. Look at where the Path of Exile is written. It has like the Kitava fucking line.
The tendrils, yeah.
So I think it's like a both kind of thing. Because and not to mention, like, if we're gonna be dissecting this part, like, you know, it's cracked, like the corruption, bro. It's fighting. Find out more July 28th. PathofExile2.com. Dude, I can't fucking wait. I legit am way too hyped to know the information. I'm not even necessarily hyped for the game, right? Because I'm real on the fence. I'm going back and forth between being really hyped and really worried, which means like I'm pretty center.
Yeah, I think it's.
But I want to know more.
I think it's with. So, I'm not at a loss of words. I'm just trying to see how I can frame this. It's like Diablo 4 has been both the most success they've had so far with that franchise for Blizzard, according to some numbers. The amount of copies they've sold, it's, if I'm not mistaken, last time I read, I think it's on PC Gamer, so far they've sold the most copies of any of the other Diablo game. That could be because of hype. It could be a hype. It could be whatever the case is.
I think what ended up happening is the negative attention from Diablo Immortal just it put them in the spotlight to not fuck up in like a spectacular fashion. So everybody was just like, dude, I'm gonna have to get this because I have to see this train wreck in person, or because like, you know, people are huffing coke and we're just like, this is gonna be great. Like I just wanted to. I'm happy that there's not very much monetization.
I mean, yeah.
I
So
feel
it's
like it's enough that you paid fucking $80 or $90 for the goddamn game. Like, and I kind of think that's a steep price, especially being
the
that
fact
like
that this game is free.
not only that, but like even if you don't consider it free, right? We bought supporter packs. Like I've got
free. It's free. All right. Well, what's the word? It's free. Crack. It's free crack, but you forget it. It's crack until you realize it's crack. It's like if you walk in the street and someone say, "Hey, you want some crack?" You're like, "It's free." You're like, "Yeah, it's free." But then you realize, "Oh, it's crack." I shouldn't be doing that.
I don't think that though. Like when I think of PoE, right? I think of a very interesting like dynamic of you being given very bare basic tools to figure out some shit, and they just kind of don't care if you figure it out or not. And I think that it's a very brave thing for video games to do, and is the important part of playing the game and feeling accomplished. When I come up with my build that is, you know, doing Shaper in 2 or 3 seconds, I'm sitting there thinking like, haha, I did something that most likely the developers didn't put enough thought into. Why? Because they allowed me to have that freedom of experimentation and being like, we don't have to work out every single fucking number. Right. But in a lot of Diablo games, they come up with a class, the druid, and then they say, okay,
a theme. The classes have themes that are locked into.
And then they say, okay, now to get the swipe for permanent bear form, you have to find 2 items, and you have to wear those 2 items. Now, what if the stats on those items are shit? It doesn't fucking matter. That unlocks you permanent bear. You're gonna use it. Like they're locking certain like key aspects of your character behind gear, and I don't like that. Like, and it does it in like a very unfair way. Like
that's the main difference between Diablo and Path is the way they approach character. What is it? Customization or character builds?
Progression.
Well, not progression, but like just how do you build a character? Do I want to do a melee character who happens to be a mage?
Right, because in PoE you absolutely can.
Yeah, I'm saying, so the way they approach, they approach them from 2 different directions and they never meet. So that's the main difference between the 2 games. But there are also a lot of fundamental differences of how they approach like combat and like reward, loot, and all that shit.
I don't know, dude. With the newer Diablo games, I'm not a fan of the loot. When I look at a lot of Zizzern was saying this early on, and then he kind of retracted his statement a little later. But he was like, when I'm looking at these items, you know, I'm not really excited. And then he kind of retracted. He's like, oh, you know, they're good items, and that's, to me, that's not really the same thing, right? When I get a whole bunch of shit,
he's been bitching. He's been bitching for the past, because I watch most of his videos. He's been bitching for like the last maybe 5 to 6 leagues about lack of chase items. Now they've improved a little bit in the last Crucible League, but this has been his main thing. Like, I want to be able to go chase after items that are specifically great, not easy to get, but I can go and chase after it, farm something to be able to get it.
So now, actually, it's interesting that you brought up chase items, because I actually have a little segue that I want to touch on. Is when you look at I don't know, dude. What's a really chase item for like Diablo? Do you know one off the top of your head? Even from like
No.
D2.
I mean, D2, for the two items that pop in my head are the Shaco helmet, which was the classic, like, best helmet to have for most builds, and
Mhm.
the Son of Jordan, which is a ring that gives you +1 to your skills.
So no, damn. So wow, the second one sounds really useful and sounds really good for your build, but sounds boring as fuck.
It is.
What does the Shaco do for you? Curious. I can't remember.
Shaco does a combination of what ours and Path does, which gives you +1 or +2 to your skills, and also gives you some defenses and some variable things.
Okay. And those are pretty like chase-worthy items in that game, you'd say?
Chase in
Or
a
is it
sense
dropping on time?
that chase in a sense that you want to have those things, but there's no specific area you can get one.
So you would put it on the same basic realm as like a Mage Blood.
No, because
So
in
then
Mage Blood you
technically-
can get the cards that drops off specific maps.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
So
that
then
becomes a chase item because you know exactly where to chase it. You just need to go full ham in that direction.
okay.
So Shaco is more of like and I could be wrong. D2 is fucking
So
3 years
now
old now. From my understanding, the Son of Jordan rings and the Shaco and a few other items were just random drops. You can get it from bosses. You can get it from, and it's not. There wasn't a specific area to go and get it.
and I think Mage Blood was like that for a while until they added the cards.
Yeah. So now the cards
But
as that specific element of being made with chase, but I don't know if that's what Scissorin meant when it comes to being chase items.
no, but wait, now here is where I introduced the reason I brought that up is because look at how versatile and how many builds are enabled with one Mage Blood. There are so many ways that you can get around your resist. There's ways that you can get extra damage. There's ways that you can get extra speed. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where it's not necessarily build defining because it doesn't enable you to play a build. It opens your character up to play what the fuck you want and still be viable. I don't see that in Diablo ever. Nowhere with no item. I don't ever see an item where it's like, dude, because I have this, man, my options are fucking limitless.
Like
I
one
can
item
take
that every
yeah.
character could benefit from.
Any character could benefit from. It opens up like 50 different fucking builds. Like if you're playing Path of Exile and you haven't gotten your first Headhunter, when you get one, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna re-roll a new character because now you're wanting a character to use the mage or the Headhunter that you have
Right.
because not everything can use it so well, but it's so good it opens up your options to whatever you want to play.
Well, technically, any character could use a headhunter. However,
True.
there
Not
are
all of
some
them.
builds just excel at using it more than others.
And it's like when you have an item where it can convince you to roll a new character, bro.
Oh yeah,
Like that to me is like opening up the game and being like, hey, look, you want something that could be fucking crazy as shit, you make that crazy as shit thing. I don't know if that really happens in Diablo on that level. I don't see anything where, like, even with the stuff that came out with the Diablo 4, I haven't seen anybody's build that's like, oh, dude, that's really clever.
that is true. You don't see. You will not. I'm going to declare it. You will never see a D2, a D4 character and say that is the most unique shit I have ever seen in a game.
But PoE, I've had that mind blown like 5 or 6 times.
Every single fucking time. You sitting there like, how the fuck did they make that work?
Then you look through and you see 5 or 6 different interactions from 15 different items, all functioning to make one beautiful thing.
That Spark Inquisitor, right?
Yep.
Very simple, but fucking mind numbing. Like, ooh, it does what? How much damage? It just made no damn sense. And your looper, same thing. What? The cast
So
on
how is
crit,
that happening?
the cast on crit skills builds. What? The righteous fire builds. Now that's more of the simple type. But the fact that it's unkillable, like some of the builds that we've seen in the past, you just sit there like, how the fuck did you make this? And then they explain to you how the steps that they make to make it, and you know for a fact that you look at yourself in the mirror, it's like, I will never be able to make that.
Yeah. Good job on that, bro. Good job being the 2% of fucking people that that have ever made that build.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the difference between the two. Like, a Diablo 4 character, even if my damage won't ever be top tier, I can make that character. Because everything's locked in. I just have to choose the right skills or whatever the hell, get the item, boom, and I'm good.
Like, dude, even when you look at like PoE builds and you following it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever gotten to the okay, I'm done with the early part of my build and it looks exactly the way that this
the end game build is ridiculous. The amount of things you need, the perfect rolls that you need to get on item, it's near impossible.
You'll get something close,
especially
you may even get something better.
If you're like me, you have 3,000 hours in the game, and you just now finding out little tricks that people with less than 100 hours have. Then no,
it's too good of a game, bro.
You sit there like, it's almost detrimental. In some sense, it's almost detrimental that you've been playing the game long enough that you've like. It's almost like you're a boomer in the sense of like the game where you know like the things and you just keep repeating that shit. Yeah. So you're not going out and learning the new tricks that are happening.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the? You could do that? What?
And like, it's not even like that's a new trick.
I'm not even gonna go down the I don't even want to go down the path of like the crafting.
Okay, so that's why I think you didn't know about that trick is because you stayed so far away from crafting.
Yeah, crafting scares the shit out of me.
It's oh my goodness.
It's
so perfect.
It's what makes this was strategically done. You know, GGG wanted to make a game where crafting was the be-all end-all, and they've succeeded. Like, if you want a top-tier character in Path, you need to know how to craft. You need to craft. That's the only way.
Or you're dual-wielding credit cards on some shady-ass website to buy mirrors. I've known a couple people.
I can just imagine a person just like spinning like a whirlwind with 2 credit cards. Just swiping his ass off.
And then just mirrors falling into his lap.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I tend to go down that route, not the credit card route, but the like can I farm enough to just buy the items that I need?
Right.
But there is a very thick ceiling to that. There's a very thick ceiling to that even if you could, chances are you will never be able to afford the items you actually need, because anyone who actually successfully makes it is going to sell it for so much fucking money.
Well, the thing is, though, is like, for instance, right, like with my build that I'm using now, it's the Totem Explode build. The hardest part of that was the tree of the Crucible node, right?
Right.
So if I get rid of that, the only barrier to making my bow was a 1 divine base and 5 divine in metacrafting, and I think like 700 alterations. Because, you know, metacrafting, you know, things like can have...
How many hours you think it would take to get 5 divines?
And this is where it gets weird, right? So
yeah, it does get weird. Because if you ask a streamer, they'll be like, "Oh, you can get 10 divines in an hour."
Yeah, I think I can get if I was sitting there and I was like, "Dude, I need to farm 5 to 6 divine," I can get that in like half a day. So, and granted, that's a lot. You know, that's a long time for most people.
It's 12 hours. 12 hours.
I am not fast at making currency. I enjoy a lot of aspects of the game, but currency making, I've just never been good at it.
It's not realistic. If you have a build that allows you to get 1 to 2 divines per hour, bro,
You're not
you
really farming for much.
you already top tier.
Yeah, you're already doing what you would be paying to do. Like it's yeah. The thing is like what ended up happening is I farmed up tons of popcorn currency to get my base build, which farming up the 2 divine in just shitty bow, shitty thing to just to get the bare fucking minimum to get my shit rolling. That took me like 2 or 3 hours. Like that wasn't bad because I can consistently drop chaos, and I know that the good old rule, the fucking hideout is lava. Stay the fuck out your hideout if you're trying to farm. Take breaks if you need to, but don't chill in your hideout just sitting there dicking around and looking at your inventory. That's the biggest thing. And just going through and just grabbing all that stuff and then doing a little bit of trading afterwards. Yeah, I can do.
Shit, don't have a life if you want to play Path.
Oh, true. That is so fucking true. It's
Don't-
one of those things where if
don't.
you're going to be farming currency, you're going to be putting in the hours.
Look, I'll say and say this: if you are short on time, play Diablo 4.
Yeah, it does look like a very casual, friendly game.
If you are short on time, you don't plan to deep dive on theory crafting and all that shit. Just play Path. Diablo 4, you're gonna be happy. You get if you get everything that Path does, you get in Diablo. You get taste of it. You get a taste of it.
Yeah, you'll get a little bit of snuff.
But if you want to go down the deep and start becoming a dope fiend, you play Path, because you're gonna end up in a situation where if you don't dedicate the time to it, you'll
You'll be stuck.
never going to go anywhere with Path.
Or doing what a lot of new people don't do is ask General for help. And don't just ask, take the help.
That's
A
true.
lot of people have a lot of knowledge in PoE and are 100% willing to share it. As a matter of fact, to this day,
This game is so hard.
the community loves each other. Generally
The
speaking,
community
but-
has no choice but to help each other in order to even have a base chance on achieving.
So like using everybody that's in the general chat, talking, ask questions, do it. Find yourself a very dedicated friend that plays the game fucking 12, 16 hours a day and use that dude as Google.
The only reason why Path is such a good game is just the sheer amount of support that the community gives it, both from the third-party apps, third-party websites. That's all community. These are all free community-driven websites, apps, and all that shit. To
Like, dude,
the actual players themselves in the game.
So much love comes from this community, dude. I fell in love with this community as much as I did the game. And if it weren't for the community, I wouldn't have been able to understand the game. And it's one of those things where like you have to remember, like if you are debating on first getting into this, understand the game is huge.
It's mind-numbing huge.
It's so much game and so much information and so many tiny interactions. There are differences in things that sound the same. There are things that sound the same that are different. Like it's
Yeah, it is.
it's a very deep game. It's the ocean of
If
AR.
if you're listening to this and you think to yourself like, fuck, I bought Diablo 4, but now I got Path 2 coming out. Which one should I try?
It depends on how long. Honestly, I think if you were within like level 80 in like day 1 or 2, play Path.
Yeah, I think if you got that much time on your hands and
If you have that much drive, because dude, I've seen people with plenty of time that don't
That's
have
true.
the first couple hours to dedicate to this game
that's true.
to learn to
That's
get a
true.
grasp of it and get a feel.
That's true.
Like if you got the drive and you got the gumption to be like, dude, nah, this league I'm killing Shaper. Like, bro, you will go far and you'll learn a lot of shit, and the game is a fun ride to experience. Every
Yeah.
tiny thing you do to your character, you feel. And you feel your character growing. And then it's like by the time...
And then
like,
you feel
go,
it breaking if you fuck something up.
oh, God.
Like, you do one mistake, you like, your whole character's broken, you're sitting there like, where did my life go?
My most complicated character I've ever had was literally bricked by 24 armor.
If you ever watch a streamer character die, and they're playing hardcore, and you see that flow of emotions.
Oh, God.
This is that flow of emotions is not unique to
Only hardcore.
to hardcore. This happens to people every day where they get an item, they swap it out, and now their whole fucking character doesn't work. And you're sitting there like, what the fuck happened?
And now you're spending the entire day combing over every piece of gear, finding out what didn't you look at? Because nothing is surprising, and nothing is going to be like, oh my god, that's super unfair. All of it makes sense.
And
all
eventually, you're gonna just run into a situation where you're gonna have to link your character to some kind of forum somewhere and just
or
like,
to a homie and just be like, hey,
what the fuck did I just do?
Like,
And
oh
then
my god,
they're gonna sit with you very patiently, not farm, and they're gonna like, okay, did you check your resistances? Did you check the triggers? Did you check that? Did you check that? Did you check this? And by the time you find it, you're like, oh, that's what it was. Oh my gosh.
The part that scared me when I first got there was when I didn't have anyone to ask. Because it was when I was playing, it was actually the thing I was describing to you when I was bricked my entire character. So you can get like 5 to 8 to 1,700 to 2,000 armor per item in PoE, and my build was stopped from functioning at all from 26. I didn't know where it came from.
This is the Righteous Fire?
No, this was my my ward loop.
Oh, okay.
Because the armor made it to where I wasn't taking enough damage from my cast when damage taking, so my loop wasn't going off, and I couldn't figure out why. Apparently, I was so close to the damage threshold that I needed to hit that 26 armor bricked it. And I'm sitting there, and I'm asking certain people, and no one knows how to run my build. It's too expensive. No one's ever built it.
Yeah.
Or not no one, but the people that are already done with the game in the league. I have no one to ask, and I'm sitting there and I'm combing through. It took me like 5 hours to find that 24 or 26 armor.
Yeah, it's a very unique feeling. That only happens where you have builds that are, what's the word, handcrafted?
Convoluted and handcrafted, yeah.
Because
that are more art form than build.
Yeah, they're not. You don't see these builds are not made in the lab by the developer. The developer has no idea you're doing this. Like the interactions that they have implemented in the last 10 years of Path are so fucking much that the developers themselves,
they can't test them all.
Are just going nuts in a lab somewhere. Just like, we don't know what's happening. We don't know what's happening.
I need this kind of gear for this reason, for specific this interaction test. And there's so many skills and so many interactions with so many items. There's no way you're gonna catch them all.
Everything is a fire. Everything's a fire. Like, what the fuck is happening there? That's not supposed to happen. And then they nuke it, and then by nuking that, they there's another fire over there, and it's just like, what the fuck is over there? Like, yeah.
You remember when we were in the beginning of this league? And I had just swapped over to my totem explode, and you were like, "Watch them nerf this to the fucking
orbit,
earth.
From orbit, just fucking just boom."
You know what they did not do? They didn't touch it. My build is still as broken as.
Well, they're not gonna do it until they got their.
They'll do it next week.
Yeah, they got their minds on Path 2. They're not.
Oh, of course,
but they're just like, let them have fun. Let them have fun.
Oh yeah, dude! Like they let that roll. I am so happy they let that.
But I'm pretty sure they're saying when it happened, they were saying about like, well, fuck. We didn't think that was gonna happen.
That strong.
But they expect it now. This happens every league to the point where they expect it. They know someone's going to craft some shit that we did not intend, but somehow has an interaction that just breaks everything.
And I love when it happens to something that they nuked. Like I think it was literally the league right after.
They killed totems. Yeah, they made them weak.
Oh no, I'm talking about like when they killed Flicker. The next
Oh.
league, the next league, I saw a dude that had basically invested like 2 or 3 mirrors into a Flicker build and forced it. Like just somehow forced it.
That's another
Don't make
point.
it work.
That's another good point. There's no such thing as a dead build. There are efficient builds and then there are inefficient builds.
Yep.
Inefficient builds are builds that basically you have to pour in so much currency in order for it to get running that sometimes you kind of sit there like, what's this worth it? But if you got the money, if you got the currency, fuck it.
Easy.
Fuck it. Do it.
Like, as a matter of fact, have you had the unfortunateness of seeing a build, realizing that's what you want to play, getting up to the point where you would make a switch to the expensive item, realizing that you can't afford that shit and probably won't?
It happened to me with my probably a couple years ago with the a leech build. So I had a dual hand. This is when melees was actually pretty decent. I had a dual-handed weapon, leecher, and the whole premise of it was to attack, don't stop attacking, and leech life as you're getting hit, and then you'll be fine. When I went from mid tier to end tier, I bought one weapon, plugged it in, broke my build.
Oh god.
Because you can't buy one weapon, you need both of them.
Yep.
Your mid tiers work together and your end tiers work together. If you have one and one, it breaks it. So now I bought one fucking super expensive weapon. I'm saying that I can't use it. It's sitting in my stash.
You gotta wait.
And I was never able to farm enough currency to buy the second one because they got progressively more and more and more expensive.
More and more expensive as the league went on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting there like, what the fuck?
It's one of those things where totems were looking that way because slave drivers went from being 2 divine to being 15 divine literally overnight. Like that shit was the most brutal thing I'd ever seen. And it's just it was awesome. I love when that shit happens. And then you're sitting there chasing an item that gets more expensive as you're sitting there accruing currency. You're like, oh, it was 15 divine. I can farm that up. You farm up the 15 divine, you go and you check, and you're now up to 18 divine. It's just like, why?
It's
doing the thing.
It hurts. It hurts thinking about it. But
you know what else hurts?
What?
Having to tell our wonderful guests that tonight our coffee break is over.
Well, we've been going hard for.
We have been going hard.
I think we probably got off the topic a little bit, but I think so. I think for the next couple of conversations leading up to I think it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm hyped.
Even in my limited, like I think I will always be a fan of Path just for the amount of years that I've played Path. And even if I can't play as much as I can play now, I'm still fucking just like from afar, just looking at it like, fuck, that's so cool. Like, fuck, I wish I had some time. I wish I could just fucking just pour 8 hours into this motherfucker. Just, but yeah, so it is what it is.
It is what it is.
One day I'll be able to retire from work and just strap into my virtual reality Path machine.
Boom. You have a goal now. You'll make it. But to everybody out there listening, thank you for being with us. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you want one.